Hello, how you doing? It's me, Zacarias. Oh Lord, I can't wait till this unemployment thing come in. Obama, please hurry up and try to tell these people in Texas to give us our benefits. Lay on my rent. Anyway, to tell my business. I had to make a video concerning about what's the man named Dean Corll, and it's not about Jacob's Vargas family and thing. My heart goes out to his family and pray for his family and his dad. The director of In a Man's World. In a Man's World is about Dean Corll and how I've got the last name, the guy named Wayne, something Wayne, one of the little boys, one of the guys who's now adult, David Brooks and Wayne, something I forgot his name. They had helped Dean Corll to kill. They was 9-10, in my opinion, forced, to intimidation by Dean Corll because he was a very massive murderer, serial killer. And I just saw a video about Dean Corll. I just happened to look it up, and I have something about, besides politics, fashion, celebrity, whether politics, whether race, gender, religion, or something. I always have a fascination to know or read about serial killers. Way before this, Jacob Vargas, Jacob Vargas, one place Selena's brother, Josh Vargas. Sorry about that. Josh Vargas. Article in Houston Press. And let me let you know the reason why. 10 years ago, I went to Job Corps in El Paso, like a week after Jan Jackson and Justin Timberlake, wall dropped my function. Anyway, when I went there, I read a book about, I think is it John Robinson or one of those, James, one of those guys. I'll look it up, okay? I'll find out again and probably correct it. I wish I could do it. I'm still learning about the Samsung Galaxy. I hope I can learn how to edit so I can go ahead and find out who's the man name. He was a man that was he's a little boy. He sang for the Queen Elizabeth. And she's that old to this day. He's old. Hail to the Queen. I'm gonna mix with English, like I said. Besides, I'm my mixed background today, And the reason why that I mentioned that because never thought that he would become a serial killer. I think he raised a family was either they changed religion to either Protestant or whatever, and he was a business person. I forgot. I mean, it's been years. I read a book about his murders. He was I think he was committed for death penalty in Kansas because they kept changing the state, and ever since, like the writer said in the book, ever since the slavery days, Canada and Kansas and Missouri do not get along, okay, on issues. So there was two different issues because the people in each other state did not want to deal with the other murders because the other murders was across state lines between those states. And what I read that he did own a business. He also was a Sunday school teacher at Presbyterian Church, excuse me. And what happened was he lured women for years. I mean, this is not nothing new. This thing, I think, started in the late 70s or 80s. Before the internet he came in, because also cyberspace was brought into this picture, because he would either meet women or put ads for a job, or somehow he would try to get, and he would talk to these women. He would lie to the people that these women was working for him. He got the P.O. box. He took all their stuff. Cause they gave him his information and everything, and he boxed all this stuff and put it in a storage and told the people, well, I'm in Mexico. Cause one of the women he was supposed to go to Mexico for some type of training, and she was found. He had somebody in Mexico, right? A so-called actually was a card, and it was sent to the family, thinking that the daughter or the mother, whoever it was to them, was in Mexico outside of the United States, and they was doing I don't want to talk to y'all. Thank you for having a good time. And it was some woman that he was paying him to do. He was very, I'm not to know what he did. He was smart what he did. And sadly, it was so sad that, and I think it was in Indiana, because one of the ladies was a very religious, fundamentalist, Protestant, evangelical woman, had testified. She said she heard him cussing, using the F word, and they made her. I mean, all I had to say was say, yeah, he said F this. He didn't have to say fuck. Okay, I'm cussing here. But they made her say that. She was embarrassed, okay? on the stand, and he was laughing at her. And so before all of she was neighbor. He had a barn or farm somewhere in Missouri or Indiana, some of those places. And since the main murder, I think, was transferred to Missouri and Kansas, like I said, they had a battle of who to criminalize him for, because just like the slavery issue back in the day, it says Kansas and Missouri do not get along when it comes to laws to this day. That's what the man has said. I think he was a former police officer. He was the man was I think his name was Robinson or Johnson. I forgot his name. I gotta look it up. Not to go in detail, I read all about what he did, and sadly, they found out as the family kept on investigating, found out why this man is saying this all stuff. They found evidence where he killed the people. It was young women. One woman, I think she was bisexual or something. He met at a chat room. He was doing this way before the internet was available to us mainstream Americans. He was in the military, and what he did was he went to the chat rooms. He talked to the side, we call it BSDM, whooping, when you do the spanking and all that other stuff, and chains and stuff, and sex. Sadomasochism chat room. Met this bisexual chick. The family was looking for her. She was young, probably about my age now, and she was alive. And he killed her. He had somebody, I forgot, it was a big old book. But the point is, I read that. Well, he got convicted, and he's in death penalty. I look, if anybody can know what I'm talking about. The point is, I never read a whole book, a big book. Not the little small books, in 1 or 2 days. The weekend of Job Corps, I didn't go out. Did I go to church or something? I ain't go to that weekend. I was fascinated in this book. I read the first time me ever read a book in 2 days. 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday. I got it from the library. He's coming in El Paso, Texas. Come to David Crosswell Job Center, and we'll rent books out, and then we'll give them back to them, because they wanted us to have. It was a library truck, for the community to read. Well, point is, I read this whole book about this. I think John Robinson, I forgot who his name was, but he's convicted. As I saw the picture of him in years, he do look scary, just like Dean Corll. And the reason why I'm talking about this Dean Corll is I happen to read more about Dean Corll. There's so many documentaries about him, reports about the murders that happened here in Houston, along with Wayne and David Brooks. Also, two movies before Josh Vargas came out with the, I don't know when it's going to come out, in the Man Makes World. There was another movie I found out on YouTube that someone also bootleg or whatever out of copyright, or maybe it was the director's mission they put on YouTube, and it's also a movie about it. So I don't know which one's the better story, but this is Wayne's one's locked up for 500 years or something. Oh Lord, he's trying to get a plea bargain. He's trying to get parole, and I don't want to set nobody. And I was telling somebody in the comment, because it was one about the murders, was they had a song by Rockstar, and talk about all the murders of the young boys and the young adult men who were killed due to Dean Corll and Wayne and David Brooks. Okay, and I mentioned about the movie that Josh Vargas made, and I also mentioned that I don't think that too much it was Wayne's fault. I don't know about David, but Dean Corll was the main person. And then as I'm going to YouTube channels and looking for any more reports, it's one by, I think it's 17 minutes, a Frenchman who came to Pasadena, Texas, who tried to find out why this man was, why he had a fear to kill somebody. We know about Dean Corll because he had that boat thing, and where he struck people and he did castration, and anal sex. It's just nasty. It was just completely disgusting. If we look at the pictures of one in Houston Press about him, his eyes look demonic, okay? And as I mentioned, I said I think that Dean Corll scared those two, especially Wayne. You know, and just like Dean Corll had an abusive father, as I read from one of the previous matches of his mother when it was in Indiana. Okay, so I did so much research about this guy. And I want to get to people about whoopings and spankings. That everybody who don't get whooping do not become serial killers as a doctor law, because this example has showed, and also too was Ricardo Ramirez. Richard Ramirez. His dad was a military or a police officer in Mexico or something, and he was living in California, in El Paso, Texas. Let me stop. He went to California, and he came out. He was abusive to Richard, and Richard's uncle showed him the military. And one thing is I know it's the very connection. It's the military situation, and the reason why I want to bring this up. As Wayne was telling the French reporter about why that he did, why he was scared of him, how to shoot, how he ended up killing Dean. Dean was a military person, okay, military, was a vet, okay, and I mentioned in the comment, he does not deserve to be put in the military cemetery with all the vets. As a slap to the country and into the government, into the military. I don't care if he was in the military, what he did was nasty and ugly and evil. This man taught, just like, here you bring up Richard Ramirez, uncle, because I read about him before the Dean Corll situation, because I want to read why this man was satanic and stuff and all this other stuff. Well, when he was young, I don't know what something happened to him too besides the beatings and stuff, but his uncle showed him how to kill somebody in a military style. And that's very true, because I worked with military people. Not only that, my grandfather he's passed away. He was a Korean War vet, but he had guns a lot. So that's why I have the mentality of, I disagree with Obama if he's gonna get rid of guns. Get rid of the illegal guns out the street. We don't need them in the hood and in ghettos and boroughs, or even in the down countries where people just kill somebody in church or whatever. Point is, I do believe in Second Amendment. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, I do not even go ahead and tends to kill everybody is stupid, but defense, especially when I've been through with these doggone dudes up in here, and one particular lady who tried to stab me, it's just, I ain't to go into detail, but I pray all the time, but still, and I'm bipolar, by the way, I would, 9 out of 10 if I had it, and I can't even have a public house, and please, Obama, get that doggone, we live in a doggone ghetto. I will carry a pistol, and wherever I go, because people have picked on me, especially when you picked up as a child growing up. So anyway, I want to mention the military connection, because as Wayne told the French reporter that Dean taught him how to kill the guys, the men who had came into, the young men and the teenage boys who had came into the household of Dean Corll, and he was trying to sexually abuse them, rape them, kill them, catch them, whatever. Give him drugs, give him high. And remember, he mentioned, if you mentioned this, I told him, and I was right about this, he was scared. Wayne was scared. I don't know about Dave, I think Dave was too, but Wayne was scared of Dean Corll, okay? Dean Corll was vicious after they did drugs, they got high, and he woke up next thing he on the pad, that doggone boot-looking thing, and he's a teenager, like I said. Honestly, if he's an adult, he should know better, but he's a teenager. He had a bad experience with his father, and he looked to Dean Corll as his father's father figure, a poor excuse, try to say. But he was naive, and he was scared. I guess Dean probably threatened to kill him and his family. Us are no different. And this is a good thing that I'm bringing this up, because the teenage gangs today, and it's been 20 years, we're still fighting over this issue. Okay, I mean, it's gone before the 1990s, but still, I mean, this is what goes on. Like Tupac, the rapper, mentioned that he didn't have a father. They look to the male figures or in men in the area, and they're doing bad influence as in killing, robbing, doing drugs, whatever. These young men, these boys, young men, just like he was a boy, he was a teenage boy, Wayne was, and so was David was. They look to that person in order to get what they want. And at first they had developed a friendship, or I don't know if they had a sexual relationship, because they say he was not homosexual, talking about Wayne. And next thing, they got high and party with the so-called, got high and drunk, and next thing they woke up to this man. And this man gonna kill him, and he tell me, you gonna do what I gotta do. You gotta do it. You do what I say, you live. And that's when you're young, you scared. That's scary. So you never know. It's probably going to gang culture too. They go to that drug sale. If you don't kill you, whatever. And I know the cartels. Yes, you go to jail, you get killed for that. But still, these young men today, and even back then, because Wayne and Dave are probably about my mom and dad's age. Okay, so point is, even to this day, they have bad father figures, or even they have bad mothers, or they have no family at all. They'll look to the person who's like the sheep in wolf's clothing, the angel of light, who's a demon, to try to lure, and they'll try to lure them into whatever they want to do, and sheep what they want to do, but in their heart and in their conscience, they don't want to do it. So I different that Wayne should, I do feel, if he showed trustworthy to society, and he been fighting for this, because hey, he killed Dean. I understand that he killed Dean, and not mentioning the murders or anything, but he had in his heart to tell and confess what happened to all these young men and boys in Houston, in the Houston area, Harris County, and Texas as well. So that's frustration right there, and he was very sad, and everybody's like, why did he do it? Well, if you're a teenager, you're a minor, okay, he's a grown 30-something-year-old man, military, because and one thing, and this is, I'm not glad that this happened, don't get wrong, but this is an example that I want to show proof to people. Dean Corll did not act like that and act all feminine. This was a macho man, okay? And I don't know if he's an openly homosexual or not, because I know back in those days you get stoned. I mean, not stoned, but the extreme criticism to this today. But he was sick in the head. He not only, I don't condone same-sex sex, or just I don't condone premarital sex. But if, hey, consensual adults in that area could have been a choice besides killing them, but I don't know why. I mean, I'd like to know if I ever do a report for any news or any place. I would love to interview Wayne from the penitentiary and ask him, did he ever tell you what the reason why, the motive of killing these young boys and these young men? So I don't know why he did it, and so it's sick because it's like a Black Widow thing, a woman that marries a man or gets involved with a man and she kills each one of them, just for fun. So I mean, it's serial killer mind, but I wouldn't consider Wayne and I don't know about David as serial killer. They was getting paid, okay, and remember they two things: money and fear, intimidation. And they was young boys. It was 17, 15, 16. They was young, and this old man, this 30-something-year-old man, who has no kids, to my knowledge, our knowledge, and who was so actually homosexual. I mean, I don't know why he wanted a minor. Why? I don't understand. And it wasn't consensual to those who are, it was actually against the law when you're doing it to the when doing the minors. But the 18, those are 18 and older, who was killed. It wasn't consensual, it was rape. But without him having the idea of murder, he could have found somebody that was, of age and thought of murder. Why go to extreme? I don't understand. But like in the military, the military thing, he was taught to kill these young men and these boys to pop, till they fall, and that's a military style. Okay, my grandfather never taught me that, but it makes sense because I don't know what it is in the military. Because I met so many people, even those in my former school and former job, when I was doing janitorial work as a military